Do you often find yourself worrying about the smallest things? It's a common experience, but when does ordinary worry cross the line into anxiety? This is a crucial distinction to make. While worry is a normal reaction to stress, anxiety can be more pervasive, affecting our overall well-being and how we interact with the world. It's important to recognize the signs of anxiety, as they often mask themselves as just daily concerns. Understanding the difference can change how we manage our day-to-day stress. First up, excessive worry. Imagine a scenario where a simple email from a boss or an upcoming social event triggers a cascade of what-ifs that spiral out of control. This isn't just garden-variety nervousness, it's like having a mind that's constantly on high alert, crafting scenarios that are often worst case and highly unlikely. For someone experiencing anxiety, this kind of worry isn't something that can be easily shaken off. It clings like a shadow, pervasive and persistent, infiltrating thoughts about work, relationships, health, and more. It's not just the intensity of the worry that's troubling, but its stubborn presence, refusing to be silenced even in the face of rational arguments. This type of worry can be exhausting, not just mentally but physically, as it chips away at one's ability to enjoy life. It's like having an internal alarm system that rarely shuts off, making relaxation seem like a foreign concept. If your worry feels like it's in the driver's seat, taking you on a relentless ride, it might be a sign of anxiety. Ever find it hard to catch some Z's? You're lying in bed, the clock ticks away, and there you are, staring at the ceiling, trying to silence the whirlwind of thoughts. This common scenario might be more than just a bad night. For many, it's a nightly battle where anxiety plays the villain. Anxiety doesn't punch the clock at bedtime. Instead, it shifts into overdrive, turning the mind into a racing track of thoughts and what-ifs. This constant mental activity makes it tough to fall asleep or stay asleep, leading to a restless night. Imagine trying to sleep while your brain is buzzing like a busy coffee shop at 9 in the morning. Moreover, anxiety often leaves one feeling perpetually on edge, a state hardly conducive to a peaceful slumber. It's like trying to relax in a room where an alarm might go off at any second. Not exactly the recipe for sweet dreams, right? So, if sheep counting has become your nightly routine, it might be more than just insomnia. Muscle tension is another red flag. Ever noticed how after a long day of back-to-back meetings or a heated conversation, your shoulders seem to inch up closer to your ears? Or perhaps you find yourself regularly massaging your neck or jaw? This isn't just about physical strain, it's a classic sign of anxiety. When the mind perceives a threat, real or imagined, it signals the body to prepare to face the danger or flee from it. This reaction, often called the fight or flight response, involves a series of hormonal and physiological responses, one of which is muscle tension. The body braces itself for action, causing muscles, especially in the jaw, neck, and shoulders, to tighten. For many, this tension is not a fleeting response to immediate danger, but a constant companion. It can persist even in the absence of obvious stressors, leaving individuals feeling perpetually on edge and physically wound up. High-stress situations simply exacerbate this baseline tension, making relaxation seem like a distant dream. If you're often tensed up without a workout, anxiety could be playing a role. What scares you? It's a simple question, yet for some, the answer can be quite complex, especially when anxiety enters the equation. Anxiety isn't just about feeling nervous, it's about fears that are so intense they seem to hijack your rational mind. Imagine having a fear of flying. It's one thing to be a bit jittery during turbulence, but for someone with a phobia, booking a flight might trigger a full-blown panic attack. These aren't just ordinary fears, they are fears amplified to the extreme, often without a proportionate reason. Phobias are a common manifestation of anxiety. They latch on to specific objects or situations, like spiders, heights, or even leaving home, and blow them up into terrifying monsters in the mind. The fear is not just disproportionate, it's debilitating, affecting how one lives day-to-day life. If you find yourself avoiding parks because you might see a dog, or you can't even consider a job if it involves an elevator, it's not just caution, it's an irrational fear. If a certain fears stop you from living your life, it might be time to look deeper. Decision-making can be tough, especially if anxiety steps in. Imagine standing in the cereal aisle of your local grocery store, staring at the rows of boxes. To some, it's just choosing breakfast, but to those with anxiety, each box might as well be a major life decision. Anxiety magnifies the stakes of every choice, turning the mundane into the monumental. It whispers doubts and paints scenarios where each decision could lead to disaster. This isn't just about indecisiveness, it's about the fear and pressure that come with making any decision at all. For someone grappling with anxiety, the daily array of choices isn't a playground of options but a minefield. Each step, each decision brings a surge of what-ifs and but-thens. This constant overthinking drains mental energy, leaving a person feeling paralyzed and exhausted, often resulting in decision fatigue. So, if choosing your breakfast feels like picking a career, anxiety might be weighing you down. Ever felt your heart racing for no apparent reason? Imagine you're sitting quietly, perhaps reading a book or watching a show, and suddenly, your heart starts pounding as if you've just run a sprint. This unexpected heart race is a classic physical symptom of anxiety. Anxiety doesn't just affect the mind, it manifests in the body in several, sometimes surprising ways. Alongside an increased heart rate, you might find yourself breathing rapidly, your chest tightening with each breath. It's a sensation that can feel akin to running out of air, even though there's plenty around. Sweating and feeling shaky are other telltale signs. These symptoms can pop up without any imminent danger or threat, making everyday environments feel more challenging. It's like your body is perpetually braced for a crisis that never arrives. Understanding these symptoms is crucial because they aren't just uncomfortable, they're signals. These unexplained physical reactions could be your body's alarm system for anxiety. Recognize any of these signs in yourself? If you find these symptoms echoing your experiences, it's essential not to ignore them. Anxiety isn't just a series of bad days, it's a condition that can be managed with the right help. Consider reaching out to a healthcare provider who can offer professional support and treatment plans tailored to your needs. Remember, acknowledging the need for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Explore these signs, and if they sound familiar, professional guidance can make all the difference.